So, what really separates a good organization from a truly great one? Well, a lot of the time, it comes down to having a super clear, powerful framework that guides everything they do. In this explainer, we're going to break down the SNS differentiators. It's this fantastic blueprint for building excellence right from the very foundation.
And it all kicks off with this really bold statement. Now, this isn't just some catchy marketing line. It's a mission statement. It sets the whole stage for a philosophy that's not just about changing how a business runs, but about transforming how people think. This is the North Star, the core idea that everything else is built on.
All right, so to really wrap our heads around this, we're going to walk through it in 4 parts. First, we'll look at the guiding vision. That's the why. Then, we'll dive into the 3P culture and the 5-pillar mission. That's the how. And to finish up, we'll see what it all leads to, the 3C competency outcome, the ultimate what that this whole system creates.
Okay, first things first, let's really explore that guiding vision. This is the big picture idea, the fundamental why that fuels the entire organization and gives it a clear sense of direction.
And here it is. The main goal is to build an entrepreneurial mindset, but look closely at how they do it through a unique design thinking framework. This is so important. It's not just about teaching people to start companies. It's about nurturing this creative, problem-solving, and proactive way of thinking in every single person.
So, a great vision is one thing, but it needs a solid foundation to stand on, and that's where culture comes in. This next part is all about the how, the environment, and the core values that really shape every single action and interaction. The culture itself is built on 3 really simple but powerful pillars: purpose, process, and people. This makes sure that everyone's on the same page with the why, that the methods are actually effective, and that people are always at the center of it all. And this 3P culture is then brought to life by 3 core values. The first of these values is sincerity, and we're talking about a deep, genuine commitment to being authentic, transparent, and honest. It's really about building a community on a foundation of absolute trust. The second value is nobility. Now, this isn't about status or anything like that. It's all about character. It's about actively chasing high moral principles, having integrity, and, doing the right thing, especially when nobody's looking.
And the third value, service, is where the first 2 are really put into motion. It's this dedication to making a positive contribution to others and having a real, meaningful impact on society. When you put sincerity, nobility, and service together, you get the moral compass for the whole organization.
Okay, so you've got this clear vision and a strong culture, but how do you actually make it all happen, right? That's where the 5-pillar mission comes into play. This is the practical, nuts and bolts framework that turns that philosophy into real, tangible action.
And this slide really lays out the whole journey. It kicks off with learning and teaching, specifically using that design thinking approach we talked about. From that base, it moves into skill development, which is about building not just your brain power, but also those super important social and emotional life skills. Next up is the Creativity Center, where you get to apply those skills to solve actual problems from the industry. This gets a huge boost from industry partnership, which bridges the gap between learning and doing. And then, the whole journey comes together in social responsibility, making sure all that growth is used to give something back. It's a complete end-to-end system for development.
We've gone over the why and the how, so what's the payoff? What are the actual tangible results of this whole framework? What kind of skills does a person really walk away with after going through this system? Well, the outcome is perfectly captured in something called the 3C competency circle. You can think of this as a complete model of all the essential skills and abilities that get developed through the vision, culture, and mission we've just been talking about. So these 3 C's all work together to create a really well-rounded person. First, you've got attitude. That's the curiosity to ask questions and the accountability to own the answers. Second is logical and business skill, which is all about strategic and analytical thinking. And the third is technical skill, your deep expertise in a certain area. It's the powerful mix of all 3 that really creates a truly competent professional. It's just a beautifully interconnected system, isn't it? The vision points the way, the culture creates the right environment, and the mission gives you the roadmap to get there. And it all leads to that 3C competency outcome, creating people who have the right attitude, the right logic, and the right technical skills to really go out and succeed. Look, this framework is obviously a powerful model for an organization, but the principles behind it are universal. So I want to leave you with a final thought. How could you take this model of defining a vision, building a culture, and creating a mission, and apply it to achieve your own personal or professional goals? Something to think about.